And then we had the controversy that was baked in before we even got to the field goal, because the moment you discussed where Justin Tucker comes out and then they send the offense back on and that chews up the play clock, and that results in, before the snap, that Lamar Jackson ended up throwing the ball out of bounds, not trying to gain a few extra yards. The play clock goes to 0. We had timed it out last night. It was nearly 1.6 seconds after the play clock went to 0 that the ball was snapped. There it is. It's at 0. And watch this up in the left-hand corner. It's 1.57 seconds after the play clock goes to 0. And look, the explanation was the same that it always was when this happened. And it happened for the Ravens in the 2008 playoffs. And Terry McCauley, now with NBC, explained it the exact same way. The back judge sees the play clock go to 0, looks to see if the ball is snapped, reaches for the flag, and if the ball isn't snapped by the time the flag starts to come out, the flag comes out. So there is a buffer that's built in. It's the way they officiate it. I don't like it because it's too subjective, and it hints. I want a shot clock, a big loud buzzer like they have in a basketball arena, so there's no doubt that you're out of time. But they're content to stick with this method that creates these moments where people are like, what the hell? I thought the play clock hit 0.
So the mistake here, in my opinion, and I was going to explain, you explained it perfectly. For those that may not know, what Mike said is exactly how they do it. From play clock to did they snap it to then throwing the flag. Here's the ridiculous part to me. You know what you don't need is the flag. Blow the whistle, because that was too long. I get you'll never have a penalty right at 0 just for the mechanics of looking at a play clock. It hit 0, looking down and seeing the ball is snapped. As soon as you see the ball not snapped, blow the whistle. You know what? As you're blowing the whistle, you can then throw the flag. I don't need to see the flag first. As you're blow the whistle. Stop the play. Players will stop if they hear the whistle and then throw the flag whenever you want. I don't care. Penalty is going to be a penalty. It's going to be a dead ball. It's a dead ball foul anyway. Do I need to see the flag? What I need is the whistle so I know not to continue on with the play. That's what I need. And that to me is what should be happening. That was too long. There's no way it should be 1.6 seconds. There's no way. Now, this is from a former defensive player being bitter. That you already have a play clock. You shouldn't get an extra 1.6 seconds to get the snap off. So that's got to be a quicker from play clock to ball snap. Blow the stinking whistle, kill the play, run up and wave the flag. I don't care what you do, but say, you know what? That was delay a game. That ball's got to go back 5 yards.
And, as much as I like the shot clock idea and the big loud buzzer, I could see that becoming a problem now that I sit here and think about it. Because what if it's close and the play keeps going and the defensive players think that the buzzer went off and they kind of stop, almost like the play, the Aaron Rodgers play where the guy's offside and everybody kind of stops and the guy still keeps going and you get the free play and you think the play's over, you're not sure. And I could see offenses use that to their advantage, taking the play clock all the way down to try to get the benefit of the clock, the shot clock buzzer going off, and then that damn buzzer would be going off all the time. That's probably not good for anybody. Although I don't like the current mechanism because it does build in not just too much of a buffer, Mike. What it builds in is the opportunity for the folks out there who are inclined to put on the tinfoil hat to make allegations of the games being rigged and the referees and or the league office wanting one team or another to win games, because that is a clear opportunity to exercise some discretion or just kind of move a little. Oh, I see it's 0. I'm going to take my time reaching for my flag. That's the problem. Anything like that for the team that gets screwed, they're going to some of their fans are going to say it was deliberate, it was intentional, even though I don't think it ever is.
But again, that's where we need transparency. And I know we got the explanation, and that's the explanation we're going to get. But here is where I would like to, on camera, be sitting with an official, the head of the officials, and run this play and say, is it fair to go 1.6 seconds after the play clock has reached 0? Do we think that's right? Do we think that's fair? We used to send in letters all the time of plays that you thought were wrong. And if they were wrong, then you know what? You got a letter saying they were wrong, and we used to burn the letters because it didn't mean anything. And that would be the same thing here, because they would just say, oh, yeah, we got it wrong. But again, for transparency, I would love to show that to the head officials on camera and just, be truthful. Yeah, you know what? We blew it here. You shouldn't have 1.6 seconds after the clock reaches 0 to get the playoff. Otherwise, it's not a 40-second play clock, really, is it? So that aggravates me a little bit. It should definitely aggravate Detroit. Now, again, we sit there and say, come down to the last play. He kicks a kick nobody has ever kicked before. There's other ways you should be able to try and have a chance to win this game, blah, blah, blah. But the bottom line is it came down to this play, and they got extra time to get that play off, and it should have cost them, and it didn't.
And Scott Novak, the referee, did an interview with a pool reporter, one reporter, and answered some of the questions, but not nearly enough. Look, I'm a firm believer that the referees should do post-game press conferences too, just like the players, just like a Marquise Brown who has to face the music when he has 3 drops, which he had yesterday in the first half. Players have to face the music for their mistakes. Coaches have to face the music for their mistakes. I think if we want true transparency, the referee and or the back judge, the person who was responsible for seeing 0 and killing the play and throwing the whistle, why are these folks hidden? Why are they protected? I think this is something the NFL needs to revisit as we enter this age of legalized gambling in most of the states already. More to come. The lack of transparency is going to get people thinking that something fishy is happening even when it is not.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.